Hi and welcome back to the channel. On today's video I'm going to be going through the items of clothing that I wore on the Tour du Mont Blanc when I went out there and did it in 7 days. So I'm going to go through all the items of kit, how it performed, and would I use it again or is it going in the trash bin. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It all helps the channel out. Right, let's get on with the video. So the first item of kit I'm going to look at is my hat. If you've watched any of the videos on Tour du Mont Blanc or saw any of the photographs, then you'll know that I'm wearing my red hat throughout. This is a North Face cap, nice and lightweight. It feels really comfortable inside. This was a lifesaver out in the trail. Not only did it keep me safe from the sun hitting my eyes, but every time I came across a stream, I was able to dip my hat in the water, stick it straight on my head, and help me cool down. Nearly every hike I do, I will always take this red cap with me. Like the only time it doesn't really come out is when it's really cold weather. So for the Tour du Mont Blanc, this was really handy on my trail. So absolutely performed brilliantly. Would take it again in a heartbeat. And if you're going out there, especially in the summer months, having a good quality hat that's not too heavy, not too restricting, it's definitely going to shield you from the sun, and you can also use it to help cool yourself down if you get it wet. Again, if you had been watching my day-to-day videos, you would notice that I was wearing the exact same sun hoodie for the entire time. So this is the Rab sun hoodie, very lightweight, it's got a hood, not restricting at all. I absolutely loved wearing this. I never thought that a sun hoodie would be any good. I usually hike in t-shirts in Scotland, especially when it's sunny weather. I tend to get a good tan when I'm out anyway, but because I was out for such a long period of time in the sun, I wanted some protection. Especially in the Pacific Crest Trail, when you're doing the desert section, a sun hoodie is a must. So this was a perfect opportunity to try one out, and can't say enough good things about this. Brilliant top, absolutely loved wearing it. Never got overheated in it, and it protected me from the UV, so it meant I didn't have to put suntan lotion all over my arms and end up carrying more suntan lotion than I needed. The only thing that I noticed that wasn't performing brilliantly was the hood. The hood was great, it protected me from the sun, but because it's very light, the slightest breeze, or if I was moving a bit faster downhill when I was able to do a bit of shuffling, it would just come off my head. No biggie, because it's so light I could just put it under my hat and that would keep it in place. But if you didn't have a hat, then that's a potential issue, that this is just so light that it will just come off your head in the slightest little breeze. But brilliant sun hoodie, loved wearing it, and as you saw, I wore it for nearly the entire trail apart from the last day. So can't say enough good things about this. Bonus was, it was a birthday present as well, so thanks Charlotte for one of the best things I had out on the trail. When it came to the bottom half, I knew the weather on this trail could change at the drop of a hat. I usually hike in hiking trousers. I didn't want to just take a pair of hiking trousers and a pair of shorts, so I got these Decathlon hiking trousers, and they unzip to become shorts. For the entire time, I had the bottom half unzipped, so they were shorts for the entire time, apart from, I think it was the morning of day 2, when it was a bit chilly, a bit bleak, and I had them on. As it got warmed up, I just unzipped them, packed them away, and I was back to my shorts. So these were a great buy, and I think that if you are going to do prolonged hikes and you don't want to take too much kit with you, having something as diverse as hiking trousers that can become shorts makes it so much easier for you. If it's a brilliant day like I got for nearly the entire time, then they're shorts for the whole time, and you're only carrying just that little bit extra weight when they're in the shorts format. So these were a brilliant buy. Great trousers from Decathlon. Again, I'll link everything in the descriptions that I'm talking about on this video today, so you can have a look yourself. But brilliant, really comfy, never had any problem chafing, never had any problems restricting in it, dried really quickly, good overall trousers for the trail that I was on. Now, when it came to socks, I took 2 different types of socks out with me. I usually hike in these socks here. These are from Coswalps. They're very similar to the kind of Down Tough. They are very robust, good hiking socks, and I've never had an issue in them. However, I was wanting to trial out a new type of sock which I was very unfamiliar with, and that was the Injinji toe socks. So I took 2 pairs of these out with me, so in total I had 3 pairs of socks, maybe 1 pair too many, but I wanted to just make sure that these worked properly. I put these on at day 3 and they were brilliant. The only major issue I had with these was putting them on in the morning. My little toes are very close together, so try to separate everything to get them into the toe socks was a bit awkward, especially when you're trying to do it inside a tent. But once they were on, very comfy, no blisters, no rubbing, brilliant little socks, and they were very, very comfy. So I will definitely be going back to the Injinji toe socks as well. I think maybe I could have got away with just taking 1 pair of Injinjis, 1 pair of my normal hiking socks, but I ended up taking the 3 pair. It did mean if I needed to, I could sleep in a pair, but I ended up not doing that because the weather was really, really good. But overall, both these socks performed really well, and I didn't have any blisters on the trail at all. So for a pair of socks that I've never ever used, they performed really well on the trail. Another new bit of kit that I was trialling out on the trail was a new pair of underwear. These are from Decathlon as well. Very, very lightweight. Again, I'll link them in the description so you can have a look at them. I found them very comfy, very easy to wash, very quick drying because of the lightweight material. They fit really well. I never had any chafing problems, especially considered I'd never even tried them out. I'd literally put them on first time on the trail to find out how they were. So that tells you how good they are, that they actually performed that well for me never wearing them before. So really good buy, very lightweight, you know, scrunched down to nothing. So if you do want to take more pairs, then you potentially could. I only took 2 pairs, so I was wearing one, washing one, and that worked out quite well for me. I also had a spare t-shirt as well, so if I got to camp and I wanted to take my sweaty sun hoodie off, I could. So I had myself this lightweight t-shirt from Decathlon. Really comfortable. Again, it feels very similar to the material that my underwear was made of, so it's very lightweight and it dries really quickly as well. I did put this on when I was washing my clothes on day 4 and drying them out, so it came in really handy there. I also threw it on day 7 as well for my final day, just so I had something different in the photos than I started with on day 1. But very comfy hiking, very quick drying, really good t-shirt as well. So I would definitely recommend, if you're looking for something lightweight, Decathlon do have a lot of good products in there, and this t-shirt was one of them. So there's a couple of miscellaneous items that I want to talk about that I also wore out on the trail. First one is my sun gloves from Outdoor Research. These are brilliant. Again, I wanted to try and protect myself as much from the sun as I could. I didn't want to put suntan lotion on all over my body, so because my hands were going to be quite exposed from using my walking poles, then I wanted to have a decent pair of sun gloves. So I got these, very thin. I would maybe change the colour. I think they're kind of moon dust grey kind of colour. By the end, they weren't quite grey anymore. They were more dirty, grubby looking, but that's what the trail's like. You're going to sweat. But overall, I was putting my hand in water and streams and stuff. They dried really quickly. They had good grips on the poles. They not only protected me from the sun, but because I don't use my poles all the time, because I wasn't hiking a lot this year, I tend to get sores, especially on the inside of my thumbs, and I can get a couple of blood blisters because I'm using the poles so much. This helped prevent that. I didn't have to put any tape on, I didn't have to put any padding on to protect myself. So they also protected my hands from damage from my walking poles as well. So good bits of kit, and if you are looking for lightweight sun gloves, Outdoor Research, definitely really good ones. And despite how grubby they were at the end, they have washed up really quite nicely. Another miscellaneous item that I used throughout my entire time, which was really, really handy, was my Dirty Boy gaiters from Garage Grown Gear. These are predominantly for trail runners, but because my boots are a cross between trail runners and hiking boots, they're quite low, and it meant any dust, dirt, grit, little stones could have got in, irritated my feet. I have to stop, take my boots off and shake all the dirt out. So putting these on my boots protected me from any dirt and grit, and there was a lot of dirt and grit on the trail when I was doing it. So very handy, really lightweight, and they performed brilliantly. Love these things, and I'll definitely be using them on the Pacific Crest Trail. And the last thing I'm going to look at is my footwear, where I think is massive importance. Our feet are the things that carry us through the trail. They're the things that are always making contact with the ground, and if you have any blisters, sore feet, any issues like that, then it's really going to affect your trail. So a good set of footwear is important. So I went with Solomon's X Ultra 4, I think these are. These are a brilliant set of boots. They are almost a cross between a trail runner and a hiking boot. You know, these are very lightweight, they're very comfortable. I'd never an issue with these boots. Solomon makes some fantastic hiking boots. They've got really good grips on the bottom, and I never had a single blister on the trail. And there's quite a few parts of it that are really, really tough, hard terrain, and there's no damage on the sole. There's a little bit of scraping just at the front of the boot itself, but along here, there's no signs that I'd just done a really hard and robust trail. So these are brilliant. You don't need to take the big, massive hiking boots. You know, you can take something like a lightweight boot and still do Tour du Mont Blanc. So these performed amazingly on the trail. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it gave you an idea of the kit and equipment that I used. Again, not all of it is your high-end gear. A lot of my stuff that I wore was from Decathlon, which is a more budget hiking store, so you don't always need to go and spend £200–300 on the best North Face hiking trousers. So hopefully this gives you an idea of what you can do. You don't have to splash out all the money. You can get some good budget gear and it still performs really well on the trail, and there's nothing that I would change out. Everything worked really well, and I will continue to use this equipment. More than likely some of this stuff will continue on into the Pacific Crest Trail. So thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and leave a comment, and we'll see you on further videos.